Hello, my YouTube family. I hope you had a blessed day. Welcome to the inaugural episode of Food Label Friday. Our aim is to teach you something about the food the FDA allows us to consume so you can make educated purchases when feeding your loved ones. Now, I'm not a doctor, nutritionist, nor do I have any experience in the medical or health fields. I'm just a person whose health was impacted in a positive way just by changing how I eat. Seek the advice of a medical or nutrition professional prior to making any changes to your diet. Out of the millions of potential subscribers, we just want to reach one so each one can teach one. Let's get familiar. With the recent explosion of veganism, vegetarianism, and many people choosing to eat a healthier diet, it was just a matter of time until the fast food giants decided to jump on the bandwagon and try to bleed money out of the public at the expense of our health. I've lived by one rule in recent years, and that is simply this. If those fast food giants get excited about a product, it's time to begin researching that product. Now, I'll preface this by saying I've eaten the Beyond Burger, and I thought it was great. We've purchased the frozen Beyond patties and made plenty at home. I have never tasted the Impossible Burger. With our media being flooded with Beyond Impossible advertising recently, I thought it was time to research. I just said to myself, I wonder what these meatless patties are made of. Let's dig a little deeper. What is not generally known is that Bill Gates invested money in both companies. Beyond Burger ingredients. Though the Beyond Burger has ingredients that are innocent, there are a few that we need to discuss. Pea protein isolate. For the most part, research says pea protein is relatively safe to ingest. Nevertheless, pea protein powder can be relatively high in sodium. With products containing 110 to 390 milligrams per serving, this will be a problem for those who have high blood pressure, which, as we know, is a major killer. Expeller-pressed canola oil. Canola is an oilseed crop created through plant crossbreeding. It was developed as an edible version of the rapeseed plant, which harbors toxic compounds. Most canola crops are genetically modified to improve oil quality and increase plant tolerance to herbicides. In fact, over 90% of the canola crops grown in the United States are GMO. Wait. Let's stop and reverse. In fact, over 90% of the canola crops grown in the United States are GMO. Wow. So much for a healthy alternative. Let's move on. Refined coconut oil. Although coconut oil has many health benefits, it has a saturated fat content of 90%. Oils high in saturated fats have been found to increase the risk of cardiovascular and other diseases. Rice protein. Rice protein is being marketed these days as a high-quality protein. And it is being presented as vegetarian as well, with the suggestion that vegetarian protein is somehow better for you. The level of cadmium can be very high. Cadmium is an extremely toxic heavy metal that causes cancer. Cancer. Cocoa butter. The research I have found shows cocoa butter to be healthy. It's the fat source used to make chocolate. Methyl cellulose. Methylcellulose is a bulk-forming laxative that increases the amount of water in your stools to help make them softer and easier to pass. Now, would you give laxatives to your family when preparing meals at home? Potato starch. This could come from genetically modified potatoes, so this could be hit or miss. Apple extract. This appears to be healthy. Apple extract is a potent scavenger of the hydroxyl radical, the most damaging type of free radicals in your body. Potassium chloride. This is a salt substitute. The National Institute of Health writes that it is used as a supplement for people who are potassium deficient, or intravenously for people who may be dehydrated. Potassium chloride can cause irritation and vomiting. These are some of the more concerning ingredients in the Beyond Burger. Of course, do your own research as there are opinions and facts all over the internet. One more thing I will tell you. When looking at these labels, always look at the serving size. In this example, the sodium content is 390 milligrams. However, according to the serving size, this is 320 milligrams per Beyond patty. The net weight for each patty is only 4 ounces, and these are small. How many people can eat more than one 4-ounce burger patty? Notice where it says amount per serving. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 milligrams a day and moving toward an ideal limit of no more than 1,500 milligrams per day for most adults. If you happen to eat 2 of these, you've consumed 780 milligrams of sodium. Now, imagine that plus all of the sodium from the other ingredients. How many people paid attention to this small part of the label? People, this is why there are diabetes, high blood pressure, and obesity issues in America. The toxic ingredients added to your food and misleading labeling is killing us. You think the FDA and federal government doesn't know? Let's move on. Impossible Burger ingredients. Though the Impossible Burger has some of the same ingredients that are in the Beyond Burger, there are some differences. Below are a few of the more serious ones. Let's start with the GMO statement from the Impossible Burger website. We use 2 key genetically engineered ingredients: soy leg hemoglobin, the magic molecule that makes meat taste like meat, and soy protein. This statement is actually longer, but I will add it to the documentation for those who want to copy. Yeast extract. While yeast extract is very high in sodium, manufacturers don't add much of it to prepare foods. The small amounts that are added to food don't alter their sodium content significantly. However, you may want to avoid yeast extract if you have a problem with blood pressure or any other reason to limit sodium. Cultured dextrose. Dextrose is a type of simple sugar made from corn. It is similar to fructose and chemically identical to glucose, which is blood sugar. Consuming too much can lead to heart disease and diabetes. Food starch modified. Modified food starch is bad for you. The ingredient is treated with potentially harmful chemicals and has a high risk of contamination. Modified food starch contains maltodextrin, a flavorless powder that is employed as a binding agent in many products. Monosodium glutamate, which is MSG, is another chemical commonly added to modified food starch to further boost flavors. Soy leg hemoglobin. This is the ingredient that makes the Impossible Burger taste like meat. This is naturally found in beef, but it is genetically engineered in the Impossible Burger by adding soy protein to genetically engineered yeast. It's a GMO. Soy protein. Soy protein is another popular plant-based protein powder. Most men should avoid it because it contains isoflavones and phytoestrogens that share similarities with estrogen. Wait. Let's stop and reverse again. Most men should avoid it because it contains isoflavones and phytoestrogens that share similarities with estrogen. Has anyone seen the recent cover of GQ, which is called The Masculinity Issue? I'll leave a link. I will leave a link to this below. Mixed tocopherols. I think I pronounced that correctly. These are forms of vitamin E, not normally an issue in food, but very high doses of vitamin E might inhibit your blood's ability to form clots. This can lead to bleeding and possibly even to a form of stroke. Zinc gluconate. As one of the most common over-the-counter forms of zinc gluconate is often used in cold remedies such as lozenges and nasal sprays. Keep this in mind. Nasal sprays containing zinc have been linked to loss of smell and should be avoided. There are also many positive uses of zinc. I have documentation for those who want it. For additional information, do your own research and please read the labels. If you don't understand what you're reading, check back here on this channel or simply send us an email and we may already have research that'll tell you what you're eating. One last time, when looking at the Impossible label, look at the serving size. In this example, the sodium content is 370 milligrams. However, according to the serving size, this is 370 milligrams per 4-ounce Impossible patty. Keep in mind, these also are not that big. Like I already said, how many people can eat more than one 4-ounce burger patty? If you happen to eat 2 of these, you've consumed 740 milligrams of sodium. Again, you have to add all of the sodium from the other ingredients. The FDA, or Food Deception Alliance, and federal government don't care about this. Wow. And this is just the beginning. Next week, Friday, we'll continue on this road as we dig deeper into more items sold in your favorite grocery stores. If you want copies of documents containing this information, send us an email at theawakeningfrequency@gmail.com. Let me repeat, theawakeningfrequency@gmail.com. If you want to receive the documentation after every food label video, let us know to add you to the email list that we're currently building. Now, it may take a while before we send out the documents because we want to build the list a little first. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this valuable information with your loved ones. Click the notification bell so you'll be notified when we upload new videos. Find The Awakening Frequency on Twitter and Instagram, and also Facebook. For those who want to know which restaurants have this experimental food, the link to that list is below. Keep in mind this list may have changed, so do your own research. Again, I'm not a doctor, nutritionist, nor do I have any experience in the medical or health fields. I'm just a person whose health was impacted in a positive way just by changing how I eat. Seek the advice of a medical or nutrition professional prior to making any changes to your diet. We are The Awakening Frequency. Out of the millions of potential subscribers, we just want to reach one so each one can teach one. Peace.